Hello. Before I officially welcome you to this flight in the actual voice footage from the time of the recording, let me explain what's going to happen. I had technical issues and found out I was not recording the actual screen until in the middle of the flight. And for this reason, you will hear the full briefing as originally recorded with images from the presentation inserted. However, not every single web page will be visible, and also you won't see the mouse cursor. After the briefing, the flight footage will begin already in the air before I make contact with Houston Center ATC to get a clearance into the Bravo airspace. I hope you'll enjoy the video nonetheless. So once again, welcome to today's flight. After 14 days, we are flying from Southland Field, where we ended last time, to Houston, more specifically William P. Hobby Airfield there. And the weather in the simulator doesn't look entirely clear, but the forecast is not that bad. So let's actually see what the forecast has in for us there. So once again, Aviation Weather Center, our friend for planning of the weather in the US, tends to be quite precise, or quite more often than not, it fulfills its forecast. So I'm looking at clouds first and foremost, because it's gonna be a VFR flight. At 19 Zulu, which is in 30 minutes, it seems that we have some clouds in the area, but they are first high, and second, the coverage is not that dense. If I look forward to 20 Zulu, looks about the same, and also looks about the same. When I check the METAR for our departure, you can see that the temperature spread is about 12 degrees. So if anything, then we could expect clouds maybe in 6,000 feet or so. So still good enough for our nice little VFR flight. Okay, back to aviation weather. The winds, let's check those, and I'll switch back to 19 Zulu. These are winds at 3,000 feet, so there are basically no winds or very light winds. At 6,000 feet, still 5 knots, 9,000 feet, 10 knots. So as you can see, the winds are kind of turning here, like clockwise. So I expect that there will be some area of high pressure there, that it just turns around. It's just my conjecture, I would say. And the surface winds at our departure, it's kind of random, and at our destination, I believe that we will be facing some southeasterly winds there. We'll see. Since the temperature is that high, we don't have any problem with icing. The visibility is predicted to be quite good. So I believe nothing really prevents us from flying there. If I go back here to the weather, so this is the METAR. It's actually just 20 minutes old, and we have some winds from the west or southwest, west. Great visibility, clear skies. At our destination, it's almost an hour ago. No winds, or it's broken. Again, good visibility, some few clouds here and there. And the pressure is basically the same. If I look at the forecast, this is the field that is just a few miles to the east of where we are starting. So yeah, let's say that from 20 Zulu, which is in an hour and a half, there might be some thunderstorms in the vicinity and scattered clouds, but we should be long gone by that time. And our destination, this is like the from group line that most interests us. The wind is predicted from 160, some more than 6 miles of visibility. and some few clouds at 7,000 and 25,000 feet. Departure field, it's Southland Field. We will be meeting here on the apron. That's how it looks like. If the winds are really from 240 right now, that means it's almost perpendicular to the runway, so we can depart whichever way we want. The destination, it's an airport in the middle of, not in the middle of, but in the middle of like some houses and an urban area. So I believe that the area just grown around the airport. It's not in the middle of Houston, obviously, but we can expect a lot of scenery to see, hopefully. There is one more airport very close to it. This is here, and it's Ellington. So just be aware of the vicinity of it, and do not land here if you don't have a clearance. Route planning. I will also go to the SkyVector for this, but this is the route that I planned. There is one more option. If you decide to, or if we decide to take off to the north, then I believe we could join Interstate. Is it 10? Well, this interstate, and just fly along that interstate all the way here to Beaumont and join the course there. What I intend to use as my visual landmark is obviously this lake as a starting point. Then I will be looking for another set of lakes and a big lake there. This strange shape that I should see to my left. Then another point would be this airport. Hopefully that should be recognizable from the air. And as you can see, from roughly here all the way to the west, there's also some road that we can follow, and it's that under Interstate 10 that I was speaking about. Another reporting point would be Winnie. It's even marked as a reporting point. We'll see how that is visible from the air. There are like two airports in the vicinity. Again, from the air, if they have some grass runways, there might not be visible. We'll see how that goes. And then points that I planned here are a little bit more densely packed, and I'll go through that directly on the SkyVector page to show you why. The airspaces that we are flying around or flying along, our friend Alert Area 381, and finally it's ending here. So we were like having this area here on the flight for past 3 or 4 times. Again, this is just an area from ground to 2,000 feet to 2,000 feet, and it's to warn you or alert you that there is a high density of helicopter and seaplane traffic, but we should be flying above that. Then we have two TRSAs here. One is around Lake Charles and the other one is around Jack Brooks. As I said last time, let's repeat that. Those are effectively optional Class Charlie airspaces. And why I say optional? If you elect to be in contact with ATC, that is like exerting control over these areas, then it's effectively Class Charlie for you and you follow the same rules. However, you have an option to opt out and do not be in contact with the controllers at all. And in that case, it's just Class Echo for you as is usual. Notice that in the middle, each of these airports have a class, are like Class Delta airports. So if you fly too low, then of course you need to speak to the controller when you are coming through that. And then we have Class Bravo here around Houston, and I'll just touch on that a little, like on the next slide. Not next slide, this one. So for the purposes of navigating here, I will switch to Houston Tech and Houston Fly to show you how it looks like. So Houston Tech, it's basically a sectional, but with much clearer details. and Houston Fly is kind of a diagram, and you can see the airspace is much better here. So first I'll use this one. So we are coming from east here, and there are some like visual reporting points that even have their names. So for example, Victor Papa Sierra November Tango. And Ed, maybe you might know how to find, the normal name for those, if those exist or not. But I don't know. I don't know how to find them. So I would
Most
call, yeah.
most of the reporting points correspond to a location on the ground. So Sierra November Tango. You'd probably be reporting over Baytown or by the
Yeah.
Ferris wheel.
Ferris wheel. Where is the Ferris wheel there? Oh, I
If you
need to,
go,
yeah, I need to know, for example, that one, right?
yeah, the challenge with visual reporting points is that very often they are features which would be extremely well known to pilots on in the area who are local to that area. So if it doesn't give a very clear um, uh, common name for it, for example, over the turning basin or something like that, to avoid confusion, often it's better to report your by reference to a more understood point, if that makes sense.
Yeah. But to the ATC, I guess I can say that I'm visual point Sierra November Tango.
They should
Maybe
have that
to,
on their, yeah, they should have that on their scope.
yeah. All right, thanks. So in any case, yeah, later in when I list some radio calls, then I'm using actually Baytown as a reporting point. Because as you can see here, this again, the class Bravo, it's like an inverted wedding cake, the airspace is. So right next to the airport, it goes all the way to the surface. Then next part is not from the surface, but this one is from 2,000 feet up to 10,000 feet. Then more outer layer, it's from 4,000 feet. So if you fly lower, then you are not in the class Bravo. And here in the north, you have 3,000 feet. So what I'm planning to do is actually before I reach this area here, this river and this bay here, I plan to be at like 2,800 maybe, so I can safely stay below this one and below this one if I don't hit it right. And latest around Baytown, maybe a little bit like east of the Baytown, maybe at this Sierra November Tango reporting point, I would try to be in contact with the controller already and telling them, what are my intentions. If I switch back to Houston Fly, so before we go into the radio telephony, then how I intend to fly it. So you can notice that this interstate is kind of continuing here. And this visual reporting point, I believe it must be some major crossroad here. The next one, that should be quite easy because again, two roads are like getting together, merging together, and some lake is starting. So I imagine there must be some bridge or something here. Also, there is some monument. Not sure how well it will be visible from in the simulator, but I guess it must be pretty visible in real life because is it San Jacinto Monument probably that we can use as a reference. Then when we are coming along, following that road, joined by the railway as well, another visual reporting point, Bravo Whiskey Yankee, again another intersection, and then you can set the course here. Turning basin, this is this one, I believe. So bend in the river with a little island, and then you are very close to the airport, very much visible from the air, probably also from here already, depending on the visibility. We have some baseball game here, and let's see, TFR affected. Yeah, that's not for us. It will be later in the evening. But in any case, we should be avoiding that one. All right. Any questions to the route itself?
No questions on the route itself. Just I posted just a quick reference on the VFR reporting points versus VFR waypoints. So there is a distinction there, I believe.
Okay, these are waypoints. Yeah, correct. What? It's called VP, so that's not W. I don't know. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. I'll look into it, and we'll come with the information next time. Okay. Let's go back to the presentation. This is an example of a navigation log that I prepared. So yeah. So departure. As always, even though we check the weather right now, be sure to check the weather again just before departing. I planned this this arrow that we would be departing runway 15. If the wind is really 240, I don't see any reason why we could not depart runway 15. Both runways have left traffic pattern here, so we would be climbing at least to 1,500 feet AGL before turning on course to avoid possible conflicts with any aircraft in the pattern. If we have like a turbine or big aircraft in the area, we can consider climbing all the way to 2,000 feet to be 500 feet above their traffic pattern. And here I, as always, listed some basic calls that you might be expected to make at the untowered field. En route portion, let me quickly check if if we are lucky and maybe have some controllers online.
Negative.
Negative. Okay. But in any case, last time we didn't have anybody, and then they came up when we were crossing the New Orleans Bravo flyway. So it was good that we were prepared for that eventuality. So let's prepare as well. If you are en route VFR, it's a very good idea to get a VFR flight following. It's like a people's term for traffic advisories, but everyone calls it flight following. And here is an example how you might request that flight following from the air already. Be sure to start with something like hello VFR request, so you don't bury the controller under 3-line a radio message. They might not have enough time for you at that exact moment. So just first introduce or just alert them that you have a request, and then when you have a go ahead, then you can read all this or say all this. So not as always, but I believe that today we can remind ourselves that if an ATC controller points a traffic for you, there are like basically two correct terms. Then you can either say that you don't see the traffic. In that case, you say negative contact. If you see the traffic, you say traffic inside. Don't say something like traffic not inside, because that not can be like it might be lost in the radio transmission. So don't use words traffic or actually words inside in the negative, just in the positive. And as always, they don't care if you see them on your GPS unit. You need to see them out of the window in order to have the traffic inside. Very important. En route portion, you prepare for the arrival, as always. Now we have some example how it could go when you try to get into Class Bravo Airport. Please remember, I'm not a controller, so some words might be wrong there. But basically, I'm gonna read it so you can even like hear it. Is that you would go something like that. On initial contact, you would again go like Houston approach, November 123 Alpha Bravo VFR request or hello VFR request, and when they have time, they tell you go ahead. And then there is this very daunting looking piece of radio message that you need to transmit, but it follows a very basic form. You say who you call, who you are, what equipment you have, what you are doing, and then where you are and what do you want. So something like Houston approach, Skyhawk 123 Alpha Bravo slant Alpha, VFR from Southland Field to William P. Hobby, position Baytown at 2,000 feet, request to enter the Class Bravo airspace via turning basin to land. We have information November. So it's very long, but it follows the very logical sequence. And if you forget, for example, to tell them that you have some information, this is the weather information, obviously, they will tell you, what the current ATC is.
And Houston Center just popped online.
Really? Good. So if they stay online, you need to do that, remember. And just to, again, remind you, Ed, was it your doing? Have you called them?
I look forward to the opportunity to clarify these matters, but I won't be making any statement at this point in time.
Okay.
ATIS for Houston is not yet up. However,
Yeah,
I do have the
will be,
D-ATIS if you want to hear about that.
That's all right. Okay. So yeah, so basically I would maybe try to contact them as soon as I, enter this class Bravo, like enter the lateral area, because I plan to be below that class Bravo. Just remember, to enter the class Bravo, it's not enough to have a two-way communication going. You need to have a specific clearance to enter that. So first, they will reply with something like Skyhawk 123 Alpha Bravo Houston approach, squawk 3502, and possibly end ident. So that's just, that's their initial contact, and they need to assign like a specific squawk for you so they can track you. You repeat that, squawk 3502, Skyhawk 123 Alpha Bravo. And then they can tell you something like Skyhawk 3 Alpha Bravo. Notice they shortened your call sign. Radar contact 2 miles north of Baytown, cleared into the Houston Class Bravo airspace, maintain VFR below 2,000 feet, altimeter 2990. You repeat that, cleared into the Houston Class Bravo airspace, maintain VFR below 2,000 feet, altimeter 2990, Skyhawk 3 Alpha Bravo. Then you fly, and at some point, and I don't know when, but I guess that they would tend to pass on the VFR flight to the tower before you enter this ground area, the surface area of Class Bravo, but I might be wrong. They will tell you to contact Hobby Tower at frequency. Of course, if we have just an approach controller, they won't be handing you off because they control in a top-down fashion. So the center would be controlling also the tower there. You repeat the frequency and your call sign. Then when you are handed over to tower, you would tell them the Hobby Tower, Skyhawk 123 Alpha Bravo, 1,800 feet, information November. So you tell them, that you have the information or what ATC information you have, and they might reply something like Skyhawk 3 Alpha Bravo, Hobby Tower, information November correct, altimeter at 29901, enter left base runway 13 left, report 3 miles. And it goes, then it's just a standard continuation. I was about to suggest that even if we don't have any controller, then I would suggest that we forget about the kind of a standard VFR entry into the pattern for uncontrolled fields, and we would like mimic that we have an ATC online. We probably won't need to mimic that, and in that case we'll just probably be given left base runway 13. And if you are given runway 13 right, then you can request runway 13 left if you want to. It's kind of closer to our parking.
Thomas, just going to interrupt for a second. So I'm not sure if Houston Center is going to duplicate this real world Houston Hobby Information Echo. Runway 13 left, 31 right is closed. 13 left, 31 right is closed.
Okay.
Houston Hobby is currently landing runway 13 right.
Okay.
Other things, taxiway Echo, Kilo 2, Zulu are also closed.
Okay, thank you. Okay, well, we can always ask, and if they don't give us that runway, then we'll just use 13 right, and we'll need to cross that one. Thanks. Also, if you are landing, and if they don't ask you, when you are like, for example, when you're reporting that base, you can also tell, where you intend to park, so they already know what you are planning as far as exiting the runway is. If I go to the next page, you see what I mean. So Atlantic Aviation is up there, and I'm planning to use this one. And if I land, so they would know that I probably plan to exit on hotel. If I was going to maybe this FBO, they might expect that I want to, for example, land long and go all the way down before exiting. So that's just telling them, what I intend to do after landing. Yeah, so you said it was Lima. What was the taxi when it was closed? Lima?
Currently, Echo, Kilo 2, Zulu, between Charlie and Bravo are closed.
Okay, Charlie, Bravo, Kilo. So this one is closed. Kilo 2 is closed. That doesn't really concern us. Yeah, all right. Thanks.
Yeah, it's pretty much everything reflecting access to runway 13 left.
Mhm.
Actually, it looks as though it just cleared, so we may have all runways in use now.
Yeah, we'll see. Okay then. So that's it. Any questions? No questions. So let's go flying then.
Must I talk to the ATC?
Sorry, come again?
I just found out that the housing control centers online.
Yes.
So my question is, must I talk to them?
You must talk to them before you enter class Bravo. Otherwise, you don't. If you avoid all other Delta airspaces.
Okay.
Is Houston Center not controlling Southland?
That's untowered field, so no.
Oh, it's on tower, okay.
Please, what do I say?
All right. So I encourage you to fly. If you, for some reason cannot fly, you can follow the flight at my Twitch. And hopefully I'll see you in the air. Happy flying.
Yep. Happy flying.
Happy flying.
And November 3-6 Echo, Houston Center, welcome to the party. I assume you're wanting some VFR flight following?
November 3-6 Echo, that is correct. We are type Papa Warrior, just passing over the Beaumont. You are at 4,500, but following into Houston Hobby.
November 3-6 Echo, Roger. Some call me a psychic, but I think I'm just pretty good. Squawk 7404.
Squawk 7404, and you must be a psychic. November 3-6 Echo.
Thank you, it helps with my ego.
Actually, the word the doctor used was psychotic, but whatever.
Same idea, right?
We don't need to tell him that. It's okay. The meds will kick in shortly.
And Houston Center, Southwest 1822, radio check.
Southwest 1822, Houston Center. I hear you loud and clear. Good afternoon.
Dear God, he's up after his bedtime.
Houston Center, Southwest 1822, we're looking to pick up IFR clearance to Phoenix.
Southwest 1822, you are cleared to the Phoenix International Airport by the Rudder 8 departure junction transition, then as filed, maintain 5,000. Expect flight level 3801 2 minutes after your departure. Departure will be with me, Squawk 2712.
Clear to the Phoenix International Airport via the, The retire 8 departure, junction transition, then as filed, maintain 5000, expect flight level 3 at 010 minutes after departure. Departure frequency is with you and squawking 2712, Southwest 1822.
Southwest 1822, perfect. Read back. The altimeter is 3002 at Houston Hobby. You can expect runway 22 for your departure and advise when you are ready to taxi.
Copy that, altimeter 3002. We expect runway 22 for departure, and we will advise on ready for taxi. Southwest 1822.
All right, so we are arriving here.
Houston Center, good afternoon. Helicopter 21, Golf Foxtrot.
November 21 Golf Fox, Houston Center, just give me 1 minute, please. November 8251 Papa, you are cleared into the Houston class Bravo at or below 3000.
Good into the Houston class Bravo at or below 3000. Command J251 Papa, thank you.
And VATSTAR 943, you also are cleared into the Houston class Bravo at or below 3000.
Clear to the class Bravo at or below 3000 for VATSTAR 943, and we have your information Bravo for Hobby.
All right.
VATSTAR 943, roger, thank you. And number 8251 Papa, information Bravo, current at Houston Hobby.
Roger, we'll go ahead and pick that up, 8251 Papa.
626, that is 0.4.
Number 36 Echo, if I didn't already say this, radar contact 5 miles west of the Beaumont VR.
Let's descend. Because our next reporting position is actually, or there, and I believe it's gonna be just someplace there. So I want to maintain 170 in the descent. To trim forward.
Hey, Center Command J251 Papa, we now have Bravo.
51 Papa, roger that. You can expect a straight-in approach for runway 22.
We'll expect that, Command J251 Papa.
So we should be descending about 5 minutes, and altogether 7 minutes to our next, to Trinity Bay. That's where we should start contacting ATC.
Houston Center, November 26 Echo. Sorry about that, I messed up my radio and switched the frequency.
November 36 Echo, you know what, that's not important, you're here now.
Just wondering why everything was silent all of a sudden.
Yeah, that silence is never a good thing.
Yeah, Houston encrypt at 49. We clear for the RNAV 32 approach.
ExitJet 409, you are cleared for the RNAV 32 approach into Gulfport.
Clear the RNAV 32 Jet 49.
And ExitJet 409, wind 1308, runway 32, clear to land.
And clear to land, runway 32, Jet 409.
So still descending. Guess we'll report there being like 6-10 miles east of Baytown. After this fix, Trinity Bay, we're gonna fly to 61.
And Houston Center, Delta 0231 with you off of 15 left at George Bush.
And Delta 0231, Houston Center radar contact, climb maintain, file level 370.
Climb maintain, flight level 370, Delta 0231.
And we should
So
go.
we didn't talk about it
Back on the ground,
beforehand, just an advisory for everybody. The density altitude is extremely high, so Houston Hobby, even though it's at sea level, will feel like it's 3,000
What can I do for you?
Helicopter 21 Golf Foxtrot, we're on the goal. It's on the ground at Galveston, EC 145, VFR up to Bush, 1,500 with flight following.
Sorry, I
Number
didn't
21
catch
Golf
that. That was
Foxtrot,
radio
Roger,
chat
you
on
said your
Houston.
helicopter, are you wanting a departure straight from the ramp?
Something about
Confirm, we're ready to
density
depart from the ramp.
altitude, I think.
Number 21 Golf Foxtrot, Roger.
Yeah, density altitude
looking
because of
for
the
flight
heat and the
following, you want
humidity
the
down
squawk
here
now?
is just under 3,000 feet. So when you're thinking about your approach speeds and your ref speeds, just give it a little bit more than you normally would because the airplane is going to feel like it's about 3,000 feet up rather than at sea level.
And number 21 Golf Foxtrot, the departure from the ramp will be at your own risk. And the wind at Galveston currently 170 at Niner, no aircraft in the vicinity.
Unrest, helicopter 21 Golf Foxtrot on the go.
Houston Center, Oscar Kilo Golf Charlie Romeo. Very good day to you, sir.
And November Oscar Kilo Golf Charlie Romeo, Houston Center, good afternoon. State your current position. I don't have a flight plan filed for you.
Yeah, this is Oscar Kilo Golf Charlie Romeo and Twin Cessna Slant Alpha. I'm 10 miles east of Baytown on a VFR flight from Southland to Hobby, Houston Hobby. And I request clearance into the class Bravo. I have information Bravo.
Oscar Kilo Golf Charlie Romeo, Roger, thank you for that. You are cleared into the Houston class Bravo and radar contact as reported. Expect the straight-in approach runway 22.
I'll expect the straight-in approach runway 22. And do you have a squawk for me, Oscar Kilo Golf Charlie Romeo?
Oscar Kilo Golf Charlie Romeo, squawk 7410.
7410 into the box, Oscar Kilo Golf Charlie Romeo. Okay, 7.720. It's actually there. So 7.3. And now we fly to 61. And just for 2 minutes. So I believe this will be this intersection. It's the first one. And we'll be doing straight in for runway 22. So let's see.
Number 21 Golf Foxtrot radar contact, altitude indicates 1,500. You can proceed VFR toward
There, from here we just turn.
Intercon. If you would
According
be
to the
so
river.
kind as to take a western route around Houston Hobby, that would be much preferred.
We'll head to Intercon and we'll take a western route around Hobby for helicopter 2 on Golf Foxtrot.
2 on Golf Foxtrot, you're cleared into the Houston Class Bravo at 1,500.
Cleared to Houston Class Bravo, 1,500, helicopter 2 on Golf Fox.
And Golf Fox, if you need higher, just let me know. I'll make something work.
2 on Golf Fox.
November 8251 Papa, I guess let's begin this part of the airport is at your 11 o'clock and 10 miles of ground sight.
Look for the airport, 8251 Papa.
8 miles. Okay, so 6 plus 8 all the way there.
We got the airport in sight,
6
8251 Papa.
plus
8251
8.
Papa, you are clear to land on runway 22, wind 240
5
at
minutes.
4.
Clear to land on runway
Okay.
22 and copy the winds at Comanche 8251 Papa.
It's gonna be someplace there. So let's see. Let's consult the map. So this Highlands Reservoir, it should be this one. Then we have this water surface. Actually, yeah, it actually looks good. Yeah. And so this monument should be someplace there, and I see it already. Good. So if I head straight for that monument, my current position, that should put
And
me into the
Air Force
airport.
4087, I got your clearance when you're ready. Advise me, copy.
Ready, copy, Air Force 47.
But I'll stay here for now. I need to clean
And
that
Air Force
aircraft.
4087, you are cleared to the Laughlin Air Force Base via radar vectors, direct center point VOR, WeBox for arrival. Maintain 4,000, expect 1-4,000, 1 2 minutes after your departure. Departure is with me and you can squawk 4721.
Alright, cleared to Laughlin as filed, 4,000 initially, 14 after 10. No you for the frequency, 4721.
First 4087, readback is correct. Would you like a different runway for departure? Would you like 15 right? I'm pretty available here.
I can take 1 for a ride again, it's not a problem.
Alright, Air Force 4087, roger. You can expect 15 right for departure, advisory taxi, altimeter 3002.
Houston accepts at 49's clear 32, and we're in hotel parking at the airline terminal.
That's the monument right there. And instead of continuing straight, well actually yeah, we still continue straight all the way there and then we turn straight in.
And exit 409, roger. You can taxi to parking via Hotel Charlie, Delta 2. Have a good one.
Hotel Charlie Delta 2, and see you on the way out.
253. I'm flying
Yeah,
that
party today.
exactly.
Oscar Kilo, Golf Charlie Romeo. The airport is at your 11 o'clock in 15 miles. Do you have insight?
Negative, not now. Oscar Kilo Golf Charlie Romeo.
Alright, Oscar Kilo, Golf Charlie Romeo, roger. You do have a traffic to Piper at about the same altitude, 12 o'clock in 6 miles. Do you have that insight?
Negative contact on that. Oscar Kilo Golf Charlie Romeo.
Houston, good afternoon. Yeah, at 1535, flight level 350, 80 miles west of Diesel.
At 1535, Houston Center, good afternoon. Squawk 7756.
So this will be the intersection.
7756,
Turning
United 1535.
a little bit more left.
Houston, American 20 at 93, flight level 370, 13 north of Laredo.
I'm probably along the river. Yeah, I'll turn along the river and it should bring me into the... Let's do
Yeah,
that now.
1535, radar contact, flight level 350 as reported, welcome.
Good afternoon.
Oscar Kilo Golf Charlie Romeo, do you have the traffic or the airport in sight yet?
I will report when I have Oscar Kilo Golf Charlie Romeo.
And Oscar Kilo Golf Charlie Romeo, thank you. And if you could tell me your aircraft type again, please.
That's a twin Cessna 310.
Roger that. VATSTAR 943. Traffic is at your 12 o'clock in about 5 or 6 miles. It is a twin Cessna 310 at 2,500 established on final for runway 22. That'll be your traffic to follow. Do you have in sight?
Confirm VATSTAR 943. We have the traffic.
VATSTAR 943. Yep, you can follow them. And then airport is going to be at your 9 or 10 o'clock in about 7 miles.
Roger, have the field in sight as well as the traffic.
VATSTAR 943, roger, you can follow that traffic in runway 22, clear land number 3, wind 2404.
Number 3 to land after the traffic, runway 22, VATSTAR 943.
And Oscar Kilo Golf Charlie Romeo, I have the airport in sight.
Oscar Kilo Golf Charlie Romeo, wind 2404, runway 22, clear to land number 2.
Clear to land number 2, Oscar Kilo Golf Charlie Romeo.
American, sorry about that.
Houston American 2093, flight level 370, 30 north of Laredo.
American 2093, Houston Center, squawk 7312.
7312, American 2093.
Okay, so let's do flaps.
2093 radar contact.
Gear.
2093.
American, excuse me, Air Force 4087, you said taxi?
Yes, sir.
Landing
Force
lights,
4087,
come on.
runway 15 right taxi via Echo Golf.
Echo Go for
Fuel
Air Force
pumps.
407.
Just let me know when your holds are ready.
Welcome.
First notch of flaps. Full mixture. Props.
American
Alright.
2093, let me know when you're wanting to start your descent.
That sounds good. Yeah, we still got another maybe 60 miles for American 2093.
Roger. We got a party over at Houston Hobby. And November 8251 Papa, welcome to Houston Hobby. Where are you parking?
We're going up to north side to Atlantic.
And 51 Papa, roger, you can taxi via Zulu and then through the ramp up to Atlantic.
Zulu through the ramp up to Atlantic. Comanche 8251 Papa, thanks for the ATC.
No problem.
Okay, let's do full flaps.
Houston Center, November 909 to Sierra at the New Orleans, going to get IFR to Austin.
Over 909 Kilo Sierra, Houston Center, IFR on request number 1.
So gear is down. For flaps.
And VATSTAR 943, just radio check on my behalf.
You are 555, sir. Help me.
Oh, perfect. Thank you. November 36 Echo, you are cleared into the Houston Class Bravo airspace at or below 3,000. You can expect a straight in for runway 22.
Clear to the Houston Class Bravo airspace at or below 3000 and expecting a straight in runway 22, November 36 Echo.
Oscar Kilo Golf Charlie Romeo vacated runway 22 at Charlie, request parking to the North Atlantic.
Oscar Kilo Golf Charlie Romeo, welcome to Houston Hobby. You can taxi to Atlantic via Zulu through the ramp. Have a good one.
Taxi to Atlantic via Zulu and the ramp. Oscar Kilo Golf Charlie Romeo. Have a good afternoon, sir. Thank you.
Two-one Golf Foxtrot, where will you be landing at Intercon?
Atlantic Aviation, helicopter 2-1 Golf Foxtrot.
Golf Foxtrot, Roger, thank you.
Alright, fuel pumps can go off.
And Houston Center, Southwest 1822 is ready for taxi with destination Bravo.
Southwest 1822, runway 22, taxi via Yankee.
Runway 22, taxi via Yankee, Southwest 1822.
500 stable.
Continue.
Continuing. Mr. Prochild, student heading set.
158.
And Air Force 4807 flight runway heading, wind 140 at 7, runway 15 right, clear for takeoff.
Where am I heading? Here we go.
American 2093, wind is 090 at 10 in Austin. Do you have a preference for which way you land or in a runway or approach?
We're set up for 18 right for now, but in that case, wouldn't mind north if we could get 36 left.
American 2093, Roger, you can expect the, you want the visual or the ILS?
Visual is fine with us for American 2093.
American 2093, you expect the visual 36 left into Austin. Descend via the Dixie 3 arrival. Austin altimeter is 3003.
Right, visual to 36 left, descend via the Dixie 3, landing north, and we do have Vetus Bravo for American 2093.
2093, Roger, thank you.
And Houston, VATSTAR 943 is clear, left at Charlie for signature.
VATSTAR 943, Roger, is that, is signature the one right at Kilo and Charlie right there?
Affirm, sir, it is.
Well, VATSTAR 943, in that case, you can taxi to parking via Charlie and have a great rest of your day.
Parking via Charlie for VATSTAR 943, and you have a great one as well.
Alright, there we go.
So there's 1822, you ready to go?
Yeah, ready to go for Southwest 1822.
Southwest 1822, wind 240 at 4, fly runway heading, runway 22, cleared for takeoff.
Fly runway heading, runway 22, clear for takeoff, Southwest 1822.
Okay, so radios go off. Taxi lights go off. All the other switches, and we can kill the engines. magnetos, alternators, battery, and let's clean this aircraft because it's very dirty. Clean. Yep. Alright, so that was a flight from Southland to Houston Hobby. I do apologize for missing half the flight, or not half the flight, but all the important pieces, like contacting ATC and landing and so on, were recorded. So I hope that you enjoyed it nonetheless. And yeah, see you next time.